How did patients come to see a rheumatologist? Non-rheumatologists volunteered to refer the patients to a rheumatologist only 33% of the time. And other than that, they were directed to a rheumatology specialty by a friend, a pharmacist, emergency room doctor, company doctor. This is how they came to see a rheumatologist. The duration of time from the onset of the disease till patients finally came to see a rheumatologist ranged from 0.5 weeks to 432 weeks, a mean of 51 weeks. This is the awareness of the patients with our specialty. 25% think rheumatism is, because this is unfortunately the name of the specialty and this is another problem, it's a disease of old age. 20% think rheumatism is cold weather and humidity. We are all familiar with those explanations, but we're not doing much about them yet. When asked about the source of their knowledge, he didn't get something really informative. 60%, this is common knowledge, we don't know from where we get it. 30%, elderly members of our family, our grandparents are always seeing a rheumatologist, so 10%, they get this from the media. That's what they said. Higher level of education didn't make any difference. If you have little education, if you have an MD degree in something other than medicine, it didn't make a difference. You still didn't know about rheumatology. The study documents that patients who are in need for rheumatology specialty are indeed delayed, in fact very delayed to see a rheumatologist, and the mean duration is like 6 months. According to our study, the main reasons for that delay are patients don't know. They don't know what rheumatology is. This is one part. But they met people who know, like when they went to other specialties. So those who know did not tell the patients who don't know where to go. So part of it patients don't know, and part of it those who know didn't tell them what to do. Why patients don't know? This is a poor health literacy and inadequate information on the part of patients. Why nobody referred them? Well, this is a failure of the non-rheumatologist to refer. This part is beyond the scope of our work, so I will not discuss it or elaborate on this further. But the poor health literacy, we studied this further. And we also have an explanation that we can propose. So why patients have a poor health literacy and why they are delayed to see a rheumatologist, this is what we are going to elaborate on now. We will talk about the patient factor and a Middle Eastern healthcare system factor. The patient factor. You see, half of the patients did nothing at the start of their symptoms, and the mean duration was 26 weeks. When they did something, they mostly did something wrong. Non-doctor or wrong doctor. And when they started to think about why I got this, what is this, when they thought, 63% of the time they thought wrong. Those were their explanations. Evil eye, cold weather, trauma, humidity, exertion. So, if we sum those factors up, it's hindering cultural beliefs about illness and causation, which shows in doing nothing for 6 months, simply waiting, or maybe accepting this as part of an aging process, even if you are in the early 40s, or misconceptions about what kind of service the rheumatology specialty offers. Definitely there is a misconception about that. What about the Middle Eastern healthcare system factor? There's a recognized contribution in almost all of the Middle Eastern countries that the private sector has a big role in the provision of services. You don't find this in the Western Hemisphere. How is this related? How could be the private sector contributing to this? Well, most of the time in the healthcare sector, although in the last few years it's been changing, you don't have a general practitioner. The importance of the general practitioner is he will always triage the patients. In the West, there's always the station of the general practitioner. All patients will initially go to the general practitioner, and he will triage the patients. He will, okay, you go to I will treat you, or you will go to the dermatologist, you go to a rheumatologist. So it's not an issue that the patients don't know what rheumatology is, because someone is taking care of them and is directing them. Okay, how about in the Middle East? How do patients go to a rheumatologist? They just read the signs of the doctors and the names of the specialties, and based on the best guess, I guess, yeah, okay, so I go there. It's based on their best guess. This is how they direct themselves. And of course, their best guess is based on their background, which we know already are very deficient. So rheumatologists are thus facing a very funny situation where in rheumatology clinics, at the time when we are participating, most of us, in phase 3 trials of new biological agents, and we're studying the interleukins and the cytokine networks and the new treatments, we are mostly seeing osteoporosis patients, osteoarthritis patients, the elderly patients who are directed to us because we are rheumatism doctors. And the non-rheumatology clinics are seeing the early phase of rheumatoid arthritis where the patients are prescribed, as we all know, aspirin, Panadol, vitamins, and calcium. So, I wonder if your rating of the awareness of the public was something like A or B, if it had dropped to C or D or E. But this is a fact, this is what we have here. Okay, those were our recommendations for improving the awareness of the public. Awareness campaigns for the public, this is beyond the scope of individual doctors. Those should be national campaigns. Education programs in schools. I once, years back, at the time when I was ending this study, I had a patient, but he was not from our country, he was European, and he had back pain. It was acute back pain. And when I was asking him, he told me that this is the first time he gets back pain. So I told him, I was very interested why he chose to see me, because normally, you know, the usual scenario that he would see an orthopedic surgeon or anybody else, but not me. I told him, how do you know that you should see a rheumatologist? He said, of course I should see a rheumatologist. How do you know? He said, we know that for many years in school, they would, you know, they had like lessons or classes about virtually any job. Each doctor, what he's doing, what a rheumatologist is doing, what an orthopedic surgeon, what an astronaut, any job. So if you can include something like this in schools, so when children, when they are 6 or 7 years old, know what a rheumatologist is doing, maybe in 20 years from now, or 30 years, we don't need to talk about the public awareness, which is so simple. Incorporating some form of triaging system. If not a GP, why not a hotline where patients can call, I have this and that, who should I consult? Changing the name of the specialty. Don't we need that? You know. The term rheumatism is a vague word to me. I'm not speaking about the public. It's vague to me. And you put a vague term, and at the same time, this vague term is positioned in the minds of the public as a disease of old age. So you complicate it even further. If we call this like the disease, the specialty concerning the diseases of the joints, even if someone has pain in the small joints of the hands and he's on his way to the orthopedic surgeon, when he will read my sign, disease of joints, oh, I guess somehow I should be here. So by mistake, he might come to me. It deserves consideration.